Good evening, everyone. Let's talk predictions for tonight and for the longer term future. So tonight is May 8th, 2021. It is 10:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right before Elon Musk is going to be on Saturday Night Live. And a lot of people were expecting him to do a skit or talk about Dogecoin because he's tweeted about this in the past. It's caused the cryptocurrency Doge to go up in value quite a bit. There are some other key individuals involved in the success of Dogecoin, and it has caused an overall kind of an interest in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, just like the GameStop revolution or GameStop short squeeze had and Wall Street Bets had with retail investing. So here's what I would do if I were Elon tonight. I'd come on, hit it in the beginning. I would get out my cell phone, my own, what looked like my own personal cell phone, and I would have set this up a little bit early, of course. I'd have a programmer come on and make a fake app. And I would literally be like, I am going to buy $1 billion worth of Dogecoin right here on Saturday Night live right now, coming through your television or your screen right here, right now. I'm going to do it. $1 billion. And I would act like I was going to do it and then hit the button and then, well, can't do that. The internet's down or the app crashed or something like that. And that would have a huge reaction because the investors that are waiting to, they're probably waiting to sell. They probably bought in beforehand, are waiting to do something, and it would just literally go to the moon, and then it would shoot back down or something like that. It would have some type of crazy reaction, and I would do it just to see what would happen if I were the richest man in the world like Elon Musk. But that's my prediction. We'll see how it turns out. Here's my prediction of our economy in general and what this all means. There's been a lot, like I've said, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of interest in retail investing and cryptocurrency as of late. And don't worry about not understanding what cryptocurrency is. That's for another video. But here's where we were at in our grandfather and grandmother's time. In their times, they worked for companies for a long period of time, and as a loyal employee, the company paid them when they retired in a pension plan. We moved on from that. In today's day and age, essentially that doesn't exist anymore. Now we have 401k plans. We don't work for companies usually that long, and they don't pay pension plans, but they give you access to 401k plans, which they sponsor, but they don't actually manage. And those 401k plans are essentially funds that are made up of individual stocks, sometimes bonds, and that's how we see ourselves retiring now. Our grandfathers would think that was an absolutely crazy and risky thing to do for retirement, but yet today we accept it just like easy. It's not weird or anything to us. So today we have retail investing has hit an all-time high as far as interest and expectation. We now have unprecedented access to the individual stocks outside of our 401ks. Maybe you have that in a Roth IRA or whatever, but we have with these online brokering systems, it could be anything from Robinhood to Fidelity or whatever. Robinhood was the big one that came in and allowed you and kind of drove the market into a position where you can now get and make stock trades for zero commission, zero fees. So the average person has access to the stock market unlike any other point in time in history, for better or for worse. I think for the better. But when it used to be back in your grandfather's time, and even in recent years, only accessible to people that would go to brokers, and on paper they would write down how much stock, whatever it is they want to buy, and the broker would execute the deal for a fee, and that's how it just worked. Now basically that's all history. But the average investor doesn't, it's gotten broader. There's more people investing. We have pretty much average Joe's investing, whereas in your grandfather's time it was probably just wealthy families and wealthy folks investing in stocks, which are basically representations of ownership within of a company. Again, that's for another video. But now we have the average investor. Maybe back in the day, that person would do a lot of research and maybe talk to people within that company and see if it's something that they wanted to invest in. And now we make quicker decisions, things move faster. The average investor isn't going to do a deep dive into the financials to see what's going on with the company. They're going to pretty much look at some basic financials, look at the popularity, and look at the product itself, and then make a decision on whether they want to invest in that company, which creates and gives way for the meme stock. So other investors, you got a lot of different spectrum of investors. Some people just kind of go on momentum, on whether or not the popularity contest into that product. Sometimes it actually works. Sometimes the people that are doing the deep dive financial analysis, they overthink things. So anyway, for better or worse, for whatever it is, we've got that all going on. So what is the future? I think that there's going to be a blending and emerging of all these things. So I think in the future, we're going to have stocks, instead of cryptocurrency being used as a currency, it's going to be used more like a stock. I think that stocks will become coins, and those coins will be available as investments and be sold as public offerings. It will all be on the blockchain so that it can be accounted for and more transparent, hopefully. But stocks will become crypto. And they will also offer the retail investor and the retail consumer rewards in their coin, which represents ownership in their company, just like stocks do today. So it'll be a blend, I think, of those two things. So when I go out and I buy a Pixel phone from Google or an Apple phone from Apple, I'll get a certain amount of loyalty coin that I can use, that will go up and down in value based on, the supply and demand of that company's value or perceived value from investors. And you'll also have access to buy that as an investor yourself, or buy it within a fund within your 401k. It'll all be kind of a merging of those three things. So I think that's the way it looks in the future. It's kind of a win-win to me, because the average consumer is now an average consumer / retail investor. And also the company will benefit from the loyalty that it generates on their products, because you'll be heavily invested in the company that you're buying. And that will have a more direct relationship. It might not roll out that way. Predictions on the future are kind of like quantum mechanics. When you look at them and observe them, they tend to change. So anyway, that's my prediction for tonight. Hope you all enjoyed at least this video, or maybe you learned something, or maybe it sparked some interest to do some more and further research. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening and a great tomorrow, which is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and God bless you all. and hope all of your stocks and investments go to the moon. Yeah, baby. Y'all take care.